Hello, my beautiful, wonderful friends. Welcome, 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 all of you. Thank you very much for being here and for doing the liking, subscribing, and all the things you do to support the channel. I'm your friend Kevin, and this is your Divine Daily Blast. Let's get to it. We're in an angel numerology number 6 day today. I call this revitalization. Now, the angel number 6 represents harmony, balance, love, responsibility, particularly when it comes to your domestic issues. It's a call to focus and nurture on your loved ones, participating in selfless service and empathy to other people. Seeing this number, the number 6, can also be a message to find balance between practical needs and your spiritual life. We've talked before, and I've said it many times, if we're seeing a double 6, your emotional needs and material needs are supported so that you can focus on love and service. If you're seeing a triple 6, it's not the mark of the devil, as many people would think. It's contrary to that. It is a sequence of that to remind us to realign our thoughts and actions, realigning our thoughts and actions with higher values, if that makes sense. Now, if you're looking for some archangels to work with you today, look towards Archangel Michael and Archangel Sandalphon. We are on the eve of a full moon, and the full moon, I think, is going to be in, let me really check here, make sure I got this right. The full moon will be in Virgo. It's also an eclipse. So this will be the first full moon eclipse of 2026. And the question is, have you done your homework? Are you living consciously? Are you consciously releasing and letting go of what doesn't serve your highest good? Blame, shame, fear, anxiety, stuff that really gets in the way of progress. For that, you may want to look at, what are you complaining about? What are you fretting about? What have you constantly bumped up against that really needs your attention? Take a spanner, a screwdriver, whatever it is, to your spiritual engine and give it a bit of a tune-up. Moving on. I am living in a happily ever after. That is what you are striving for, I'm thinking, and something's getting in the way of you doing it. If you've been saying things like, I need to lose more weight, I'm not pretty, I wish I had a lover, all these things, those are things that stop you from getting what you want. So it's a bit like, how do you manifest when you're still sitting in the doorway of doubt? Open the doorway of possibility. Close the doorway of doubt. Here's the other one. I'm on a journey of love and fearlessness. On a journey of love, yes. On a journey of fearlessness, every time a fear pops up, we got to look it in the eyes and say, oh no, not today. Thank you, goodbye. Oh no, not today. Thank you, goodbye. Every problem becomes a possibility, but not if you lock the door to it. So in other words, when you come up against a problem or a challenge, you ask your guides, your angel. Remember, we're all a spark of God. We are all a stream of that God consciousness. So you go inward and say, listen, what's possible here? I need some help here. I need something to get me forward movement. I need something to move me past this icky feeling. And that might be get quiet for a little while. Shut off your devices. Turn the phone off for a few hours. Some of you might be like, oh my goodness, I don't think I can do that. Really? You're going to give power to a little device? Really? I like sometimes just sitting quietly. In fact, I do it quite a lot. I think that's why I'm recounting my lifetimes as a monk. A monk sits in silence with no noise. In fact, sometimes when I've been hours just cleaning, just tidying, just being with the pups, just doing my thing like I was yesterday, scrubbing the kitchen floor, And it was quite delightful. I was like, this is not such a bad thing after all. It's fun. And the puppies were just quite happy to sit there and watch me watch me work. However, I didn't have any distractions. I didn't have any noisy neighbours going off, making racket. It was quite lovely. Message from the guardian angels. Think of us as your dearest, dearest friends. We are always with you, loving you from birth to death, life after life. Now, this is really, really good. It's quite powerful. In this moment, I am all right. Everything is okay. Now, I've been saying a daily affirmation. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me. Everything in my life is working out perfectly for me, particularly when you find yourself running down the slippery slope of, oh, good gracious me, now what? Or how am I going to deal with this? You open up a bill. You know, a year ago, your power bill might have been $130, and now $400. Everything in my life is always working out perfectly for me. Thank you, God, for taking care of this bill. And you send it on. Some people think that's a little silly. Not really. You've got non-physical energy who moves things out of the way. There's an old saying, we're moving heaven and we're moving earth to make something happen. And that's possible. On our own, we're really, really powerful human beings. We are souls. We are extensions of source energy, God, universe, whatever you want to call it. When we match up our intention, when we lift the vibration, which is going on right now, it's enough to completely change the trajectory of what's going on. I know most of you may or may not have been affected by the recent happenings, the news of war. So when I sit and meditate, I send rockets of peace, healing, tranquility to not just the area that's showing up in the news stream right now, but the area that we don't talk about. The area that people are being affected by. Asking the guardians and the angels of the four corners of the globe to place peace and harmony, understanding and tranquility into the hearts and the minds, and let God's benevolent outcome shine upon all of those who cannot or are not quite yet able to see it. Let's face it, when you're sitting underneath an avalanche of chaos, it is rather challenging to find the light. Well, my friends, if you're not in the light, part of the light, realizing you're awake to the light that's in you, if you're not there, you kind of will be. People choose the light over the darkness. People choose to feel better. We all want to feel better. Everybody wants to feel better. It's not that many people that are about control and destruction and death and annihilation. That's just a few people that make it really difficult for masses of people. I've said before, I've been really inspired by those few devoted monks who walked from West Texas to this nation's capital in some of the coolest, coldest, most frigid temperatures. And they did a walk for peace. It was documented all over the globe. There may have been just a dozen of them, all wearing their robes, a little dog. Some of them got severely injured on this trip. Nobody complained. A man lost his leg and said he had sacrificed his limb for the cause of peace. But what that did, it had a rippling effect out to the world. People were moved in ways that they weren't expecting to be moved. People showed up on the sidewalks and walked with these devoted monks. for the purpose of peace. It left an indelible mark on the minds and the hearts and the consciousness of people. Lots of people, hundreds of thousands of people. Hopefully, if it ripples out, millions of people. That is really true power. Here we have the dominions. This is our angel activation for this week. I am willing to light up all parts of myself. Face your own shadows, light them up. If you are saying to yourself, well, how do I do that? Get quiet, get peaceful, take a walk in nature, find a tree, get your feet in the earth. One of the elements that is missing right now in the hearts and the minds and the energy of people, humans, is grounding. Folks are not grounded. They're all up in their thoughts, all up in their mind, all up in their stinking thinking. I don't want to call people out, but even some of the spiritual teachers that have social media platforms should take a step back and have a look at what they're saying. The wild predictions, talking about how they are channeling energies of the non-physical. I am not here to denounce what they're saying. I'm not here to discount anything that gets projected. However, if the message causes more anxiety, more worry, more challenges, then it's really not a higher message from a higher calling. It's really putting seeds in somebody's mind that may be causing them even more distress. How is that light work? So those of us who sit quietly without saying much, and I'll use the monks as an example, maybe because I was one in previous lifetimes, they didn't say a word. They didn't have an agenda. They just had an intention. Their intention was to walk for peace as a statement without words. Love is the only thing we can do, we can give, we can be of. Love. That's it. The only way forward is love. And you can choose whatever deity you want to choose. Right here, we have Hanuman, who's here all week long. Hanuman was devoted to Sita and Rama. Devoted enough to where he opened his heart and showed God, the Sita, the Rama inside. It wasn't about materialism. It wasn't about getting praise. It wasn't about sitting on a pedestal. It was about, I am devoted to the light and the love that lives within. Today, Louise Hay's calendar messages, divine peace and harmony surround me at all times. All is well in my world. And I would add to that, may all be well in the world. May all be well on the planet. May we all be led to peace, harmony, love, and tranquility. Now, here's interesting. Today's tarot card is the Eight of Wands. All systems go. Light up the launch pad. We're taking off. There is great forces at will going on that's already taken off. We have to get on board or get out of the way. Pretty much. We're on the eve of the lunar eclipse. So you have to get on board with what are you letting go of? What are you saying goodbye to? But let's have a little bit of an overview of what the wands represent. Crystal tipped wands or batons, however you want to say it. The crystals on here, they glow. They glow with power. And the wands on many of these cards are also tipped with dragons, which, legend has it, breathe fire. So the suit's court cards show flames on them. Now, wands are the cards of action and energy. Anything you do like going for a walk or starting a business or getting involved in something active. That describes the one's energies, a desire, an inspiration to do something is covered by this entire suit of wands. A desire to reach a goal, realization, ambition, business endeavors, enterprises, all that kind of thing. But pure drive and enthusiasm will only get you so far. No enterprise, no action will ultimately be successful without ameliorating the influences of the other suits. So, your awareness of feelings and interpersonal relationships from cups, intellectual strategy from the swords, practical considerations from the coins. So without all of these other suits, the wands will quickly burn themselves out and fail to achieve the correct velocity. Now let's talk about the Eight of Wands in particular. That was just a little overview of what the wands suit really represents for those who want to know a little bit more about tarot. So now look, in place of arrows, we've got the sign of Sagittarius represented by the centaur right here. And continuing the rocket analogy, we might say that this card is projected upwards like an enterprise we've been following, really taken off, achieving escape velocity, whoosh. Great energies are being expended and it's all systems go today. Even the centaur's arrows taken off. It's actually a bolt of golden energy. Other interpretations could be someone being forced or directed, a situation going off. This is about Mercury. Here's that sign there. Going up towards the moon on this launch pad that could be a clock, could be a compass, this little thing on the bottom. So whatever you're looking to achieve, whatever you're looking to do today, make sure you're on the right trajectory, the right path. Get on board. Right, fairies everywhere. It's time for you to bring us lightness, joy, blessings of your knowledge. Ooh, that card. Okay. Knowledge, blessings of your knowledge, and the knowledge card shows up. Now, I can't make this up, people. Okay, I'm listening. Here we see our fairy prince or princess or fairy queen, and she's got a book out. She might be studying astrology. She could be studying history. She could be studying, what's the best thing I can do here? What's the best thing I need to know? What do I need to know about the situation? What do I need to know in order for me to move forward? And this is where you go. There's inner knowledge, there's outer knowledge. Going to the book of knowledge can also mean seeking out somebody who's familiar with the Akashic records. What in the Akashic records do I need to know so that I can move forward into the next little piece of my life? It's time for you to absorb knowledge by studying. It's pointless to acquire knowledge just for the sake of it. So this fairy queen is basically filling our heads with facts. Filling our heads with no particular reason is not really going to get you too far. Her wish is that you gather correct knowledge, the right knowledge to perform the task at hand. Sometimes we read books to become more knowledgeable, and other times we bury our head in a book to tell a story. Perhaps it's time for you to write your own book, your memoirs, or read somebody else's memoir. So manifest more knowledge by practical means, reading books, studying, all that kind of thing. I'm going to say, to tie all of this in, bring your books out about your spiritual growth. Learn more about angels, archangels, guides, spirits, fairies. Do a little bit more of that type of lifting knowledge. You can read books about how to raise your vibration. When we all raise our vibration together, we give other people permission to do the same. You know, when somebody's full of this angst and this, oh my goodness, oh gracious me, what's going to happen? And it's a reaction. It's a natural reaction. It's just natural. When people tell you This is going on, that's going on, this is happening. It is natural to react to it. We have to get in the way of that reaction and find a way to respond. I don't know how. I've given you little examples in my personal life. The engine of the car saying it was overheating. I got very clear. Everything's okay, I'm fine, and from this moment all good things happen. And it turned out to be the radiator cap needed replacing, and the thing needed to be flushed and filled. Simple, easy. The poor man at the garage was looking for all kinds of ways that he could find a problem, and he didn't. Just a radiator cap and flush and fill. That's it. There are all kinds of ways that we can get right in the way of a problem by getting quiet, getting still, pulling in the guides, meditating and saying, from this moment forward, all good things happen. And woof, let it go. Trying to find out the whys, the wheres, the hows or whos, that's a bit more of a distraction. It is really challenging to just let things go. Another analogy could say, listen, there was a power greater than me that put all these planets in the solar system. A lot more than just me alone. It took a lot. So why don't I just give it to that power? Take care of this. Make sure this happens. Right, I've waffled on enough. I'll let you go. Bye for now. Thanks for liking, subscribing. I love you. See you tomorrow.